Hello everyone, and welcome to Ava Learns English. My name is Ava. If you are watching this video, there is one feeling I already know very well. Fear. Not fear of English itself, but fear of speaking English. You understand English. You can read it. You can listen to it. But when it's time to speak, something stops you. Your heart beats faster. Your mind becomes very alert. And suddenly, the simplest sentence feels difficult. If this happens to you, let me say this clearly right at the beginning. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not weak. You are not bad at English. You are not slow. What you are feeling is normal, especially for Indian English learners. Because most of us did not grow up speaking English freely. We grew up studying English. English was a subject, a paper, a marks-based language. Mistakes were punished. Laughter followed wrong pronunciation. Silence felt safer than speaking. So fear slowly became a habit. And habits stay, even when knowledge improves. That is why many learners say, I know English, but I can't speak. The real problem is not grammar. The real problem is not vocabulary. The real problem is fear of judgment. Fear of being wrong. Fear of sounding foolish. Fear of being corrected. Fear of being laughed at. This fear doesn't come from English. It comes from experience. Now listen carefully to this part. Most people think confident speakers are confident because they speak well. That is not true. They speak well because they are not afraid. Confidence does not come after fluency. Fluency comes after confidence. But learners wait. They say, once my English improves, I will speak. That day never comes. Because fear doesn't disappear with knowledge. Fear disappears with use. And this is where most learners get stuck. They practice English in their head. They practice English on paper. They practice English silently. But they avoid using it in real life. So fear stays alive. Now let me ask you something honestly. When you speak in your mother tongue, do you think about grammar? Do you think about sentence structure? No. You think about meaning. English becomes difficult only when you treat it as a performance. Speaking English is not a performance. It is communication. And communication does not need perfection. It needs courage. Now here is a very important awareness point. Fear does not come when you don't know English. Fear comes when you care too much about how you sound. That's why you may speak English comfortably with close friends, but freeze in front of strangers. The English inside you did not change. The fear level did. This means fear is psychological, not linguistic. And anything psychological can be handled with the right approach. Another important thing for Indian learners. We grow up hearing things like, speak properly. Don't make mistakes. People will judge you. Over time, your mind learns one rule. Silence is safer than mistakes. So every time you want to speak English, your brain tries to protect you. It says, what if you're wrong? What if they laugh? What if you get stuck? This is not your enemy. This is your brain doing its job. But protection is not progress. If you always stay safe, you never grow. And here is the most important truth. I want you to understand in this video. You will never feel fearless before speaking. Fear does not disappear first. Action comes first. People who speak confidently are not fearless people. They are people who speak despite fear. They allow mistakes. They allow pauses. They allow imperfection. And slowly, fear loses its power. This means the solution is not remove fear. The solution is speak even with fear. But of course, you cannot just force yourself. You need a simple trick, a way to make speaking feel lighter, safer, less heavy. And that trick is not grammar, not accent, not vocabulary. It is a shift in how you speak, not how much you know. Before we go into techniques, you need this awareness clearly in your mind. Fear reduces when expectations reduce, pressure reduces, and speaking becomes small and normal. Big sentences create big fear. Simple sentences create safety. That is the direction we are going. We are not trying to sound impressive. We are trying to sound comfortable. And comfort is the foundation of fluency. Now that you clearly understand where fear comes from, let's talk about the simple trick. Not a complicated method. Not a motivational idea. A very practical shift. The trick is this. Stop trying to speak good English. Start trying to speak safe English. Most fear comes from this thought. I must speak correctly. The moment this thought appears, your body becomes tense. So instead of asking, is my English correct? Ask a different question. Is my English understandable? That one shift changes everything. Because understandable English does not need perfection. It only needs clarity. Now let me show you how to apply this in real life. The first step is to reduce sentence size. Fear increases with long sentences. Confidence increases with short ones. So instead of trying to explain everything, break your speech into small parts. For example, instead of saying a long sentence, say, I think so. Maybe. Not sure. Let me check. One moment. These sentences are safe. They don't demand perfection. When you start with small responses, your mind relaxes. And when the mind relaxes, words come more easily. The second step is to use ready-made sentence patterns. Fear comes when you try to create sentences from zero. So don't create. Reuse. Use patterns like, I want to. I need to. I'm trying to. I'm not sure, but... These patterns act like support. You don't think about grammar. You just add meaning. For example, I'm trying to explain. I'm not sure, but I think it's okay. These sentences are very common. That's why they feel safe. The third step is extremely important. Allow pauses. Many learners fear silence. They think silence means failure. But in real conversations, pauses are normal. Native speakers pause. Confident speakers pause. So if you need time, say, let me think. 1 second. This removes pressure instantly. You don't rush. You don't panic. You stay in control. Now let's talk about daily life application. In your normal day, you don't need big conversations. You only need to speak in small moments. For example, in the morning. I'm getting late. I need to hurry. At work or college. I'll do it. I'll get back to you. Let me check. In shops or public places. That's fine. Just a minute. I'm looking. These are not advanced sentences. But they build speaking habit. And habit reduces fear more than motivation ever can. Another very powerful method is self-talk. Talk to yourself in English. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just simple thoughts. I need to relax. It's okay. I can do this. This trains your brain to feel safe with English. English stops feeling like an exam. It starts feeling like a normal language. Now let me say something very honest. At first, your voice may shake a little. You may forget words. You may repeat yourself. That does not mean you are failing. That means you are training. Fear weakens only when it is faced gently, not aggressively. So don't fight fear. Lower the pressure. Speak less. Speak simple. Speak daily. That is the real trick. Let me slow this down and say it clearly. You don't remove fear and then speak English. You speak English simply, and fear removes itself. This is Ava from Ava Learns English. You don't need bold confidence to start speaking. You only need safe, simple words. Start small. Speak anyway. And let confidence grow naturally. That's how you speak English without fear.